EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one by.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. That is the big fella, Nnamdi Madubuike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Go.
Jackson now. The defense gets a hand on it, but he still grabs it. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this to the 44-yard line.
All right, you and I both know that was a lucky play, but I got to give him credit. Going up on the tip and catching that one.
Stayed with it, made his own luck, didn't he?
And used his size there. Had a defensive back mentality to go up and get the ball on the tip, but used his size. I mean, tight ends, going up and getting it, sometimes they can knock people out of the way and finish the play.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
You change it.
To throw is Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. But he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
some of the most unselfish players on any football team? Defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot.
Jackson from the shotgun. He finds Bateman over the middle. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
What? 13. Shut up.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper it at 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
180. What? 180.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal.
Alpha, sit hot. 180. Sit hot. 180. Sit hot.
Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Derrick Henry. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And running with power here. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Across midfield. He's on his way. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe...
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Lions will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
So blitz coming, and down he goes. Draymond Jones in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Lions first down. First and 10 at the 44.
Out of the gun. Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one with second down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's a gain of 3. It's third.
Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. He wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and it almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. Back to throw again. Get that complete to the rookie from Arkansas. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10. Trying the left side with Gibbs. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. The extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here is 3rd and 5.
180.
Now Jackson. And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. One-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
But that return had all the trappings of really good scouting. You could tell that they thought they saw something on tape that they could take advantage of, and they dialed it up at just the right time to give them a great return.
Second half begins with a run by Henry. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
It's a gain of 14 yards. Middle. And the Baltimore first down.
Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed down him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
It's a gain of 18.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now it's Jackson. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
13. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, an 18-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. On his loop for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer. Because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game. Because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
Finding Williams once more, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
15 yards on the play. And the Lions first down. A gain of 13.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Another run for Gibbs here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
For the Lions, first down. A 4-yard pickup on the play.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Goff now looks to throw. He's got right on the short throw. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Big third down. A field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. From the gun, here's Goff. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 28.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Detroit Lions first down.
A shotgun snap for Goff. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
It's now
second and 6.
At the Ravens' 24-yard line.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage. And this is going to be intercepted. There he goes, left side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't it?
Here's Goff. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Goff now to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Nabi Matabike in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long. Goff. And guy's man, complete. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They'll come up first and 10 here.
And the Lions first down. First and 10 at the 30.
Now it's Goff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
A big play here. A crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a first down. Now Goff. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Detroit Lions, first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Gibbs is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Jackson. Jackson going to keep it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Henry up the middle. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. And some room to maneuver. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Here's 1st and 10.
At the 32-yard line.
Inside handoff, Henry. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to almost certainly win the foot. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Obviously just a gigantic play here. Tied late in the 4th quarter. Getting the block to keep this game level.
Yeah, Brandon, I know that I should be giving a lot of credit to how it was set up and how they scouted it. Let's just give credit to the player who made the play. He understood the situation totally and did something just a little bit extra in order to affect that block.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's good for Lions. First down. A gain of 22 yards.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. So it's the Ravens who won the toss. They'll get the football first here in overtime as the kick is away. And he returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff to Henry. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Open to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
At the 48-yard line.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Nice shot.
Again to Henry. A solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. They go with the ground game, pick up the 1st, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of the play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Derrick Henry. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Well, that certainly changes things here because they're in field goal range already, but a field goal, that's not what they're looking for now, not after that big play right here in overtime.
180. Middle. 180.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 1.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
1 overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. A line of scrimmage once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
180.
Now it's Henry. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. One team squandered opportunity. It's another team's chance to win this thing. They forced that clutch turnover, and now all they need is a field goal here to win this ball game.
Could not be set up much better, could they? A takeaway on defense. Now it's up to that offense to find a way to put themselves in position for the game-winning points. Touchdown, field goal, they don't care. Just find a way to win it.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On the give. Here's Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Overtime with 2 minutes to play. We are in sudden death, but still all tied up. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Now Goff. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys in concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.